Good morning, everybody. My name is Aesos Lai. Welcome to the Always Inspired series. Okay, today I want to share with you a little bit of the word forgive and forget. It's very, very difficult, I know, because I wrote a quote that says, when you forgive, you erase the past and you create the future. Of course, everything is easier said than done. This is one of my experiences that I heard from a friend of mine. Because it's very, very difficult to forgive and it's extremely difficult to forget, even if you can forgive, but it's almost impossible to forget. Anyway, I just want to share with you this particular episode that I heard from an experience from a friend about this particular quote. Okay, I have a friend who knows a close friend once upon a time, and they used to do a lot of things together. They work together, like friends, business partners, and all these things. But when things get bad, friends become foes or enemies. So it happens. I don't know what happened, but something bad really happened, and they became very, very bad enemies. Because one of them scolded the other in front of somebody. So because of that, the whole friendship that they have built over the years collapsed and completely disappeared. So I was one day with one of them. In a function. Then suddenly, that particular person of the other one who scolded this person, also a friend of mine, was in a function. So both of us look at him and he said, "Hey," he says, "don't get near to this guy. Never get near to this guy." I said, "Why?" Because we used to be very close friends and business partners, but we are now enemies. We became enemies because he scolded me in front of everybody one day, and then I could not forgive, and I still remember. Then while we were talking, suddenly this guy appeared in front of us. He came over here and greeted both of us. Said, "Hello, how are you?" and so on. Then he looked at my friend and say, "Hey, I came here to apologize and say sorry because I scolded you in front of everybody one time because I lost my mind, I lost my temper, I couldn't control myself, I scolded you. So I just want to say that I'm so sorry that what happened. Please forgive me." I could look at my friend after hearing this, his face completely, look at him as an enemy at first. Then he seemed to completely forgotten what happened and said, "It's alright. Can we start all over again?" I was I had goosebumps and I felt like, wow, it was really cool. Then you just imagine can we start all over again? Can we be friends again? Because of one word, sorry, and the guy came over to apologize after so many years. So sometimes things like this do happen. So we have to be prepared to accept. But of course, we will never forget. Anyway, it all depends on how big this particular so-called event, that whether you can or cannot forgive, right? So it all depends on each individual. So I've got things also that I can never forgive, I can never forget. But life is a bit short, We only live once, and definitely we only die once. So what we need to do is that sometimes if things like this do happen and come across our lives, that people make mistakes, we make mistakes, we ask for forgiveness. If people accept, that's fine. If people don't, it's also fine. That happens exactly the opposite way too. If people come to you and ask for forgiveness, so you have to make a choice. I think that, life is short, friends are few, so people do mistakes. People do make mistakes, so it all depends on whether we can forgive and forget. So I'll end with my quote that says, when you forgive, you erase the past and you create the future. Or when you forgive, the past becomes the future. Thank you for listening, and bye and cheers from the Always Inspired series.